Welcome to the Department of Revenue Administration Municipal Tax Rate Setting Software Instructional Video Series. Video 7B, Appropriations Conversion for Schools. The appropriations process consists of 4 steps. The first, converting the warrant articles to appropriations as voted. Second, submitting your appropriations as voted to DRA. Third, uploading supplemental documentation required for your appropriations review. And fourth, printing your DRA-approved appropriations as voted, also known as your R form. We will begin with a high-level view of warrant article conversion. To this point, you have submitted your proposed budget with all of your warrant articles aggregated through the system. Following annual meeting, you'll have the ability to bring all of those warrant articles forward, and you'll be asked 3 questions. Did the warrant article pass or fail? Was the warrant article amended? And were those amendments financial? After answering those 3 questions for each of your warrant articles, the system can be prompted to generate your MS-22 form, which can be exported into Word, PDF, or Excel. Upon logging into the system, we can see in the Forms and Documents table that we've submitted our proposed budget. Moving to the budget homepage, we can see a green ribbon running across the top of the screen indicating we are in the appropriations phase. We also see that the warrant article page selection buttons are also green. All these things indicate we are in the appropriations phase. We can select a warrant article and go to the warrant article page. We notice that now we only have an appropriations section at the top of the screen. Moving down, we see there's an annual meeting section that has the 3 questions we referenced earlier. Also note there's an optional vote count logger as well. At the bottom of the table, we see the Appropriations as Voted column listed in the account code table. We will begin converting this article by answering the first question: did the warrant article pass or fail? By selecting Fail, we will convert our raise amount to be 0, and the Appropriations as Voted column at the bottom of the table will be populated with all zeros. Because we indicated that the warrant article failed, there is no need to answer secondary questions regarding amendments. We can select the Save and Home button to bring us back to the budget homepage. Note that we have a column called Meeting Status in the warrant article table, and for the article we just reviewed, it says Fail. Moving to our next warrant article, we will begin by selecting Pass for the warrant article pass or fail, and indicating that yes, the article was amended. We will also indicate that no, the amendment was not financial. At this point, we will move down to the table at the bottom of the screen, and we note that all of our appropriations of voted values have been moved over from our proposed budget columns, based on our indication that this warrant article passed. Upon saving the article, we are prompted with a pop-up saying that we must explain the amendment to the article. This will be used by DRA for the appropriations verification process. Once we have entered our amendment information, we can select Save and Home to return back to the budget homepage. Note that the Meeting Status column value says Pass for that warrant article. We will select our next warrant article. We will indicate that the warrant article passed and that it was not amended. This will move all of our proposed budget values into our Appropriations as Voted column. Selecting Save and Home will return us back to the budget homepage. Note that the meeting status is passed for that article. We will select our next article and indicate that it passed, that it was amended, and that the amendment was financial. What this means is that the total raise amount for this article has changed. At this point, we will enter our amendment. In this case, we've reduced the warrant article amount by $1,000. We then need to go and change the raise amount 1 to reflect our new total appropriations amount. Following that, we need to go into the account code table and update all the necessary values related to this warrant article to equal the raise amount we have indicated at the top of the page. We can hit Save and Recalculate, and see that the box in the amount to be raised has turned green, indicating we have a match. At that point, we can select Save and Home, and we see that our meeting status is listed as Pass. We can then select our non-monetary warrant article. We can indicate that it passed, and if we choose to, we can optionally log our vote count information. We would do that by putting the yay and nay votes in the appropriate fields. Note that the use of the vote counter is optional. At this point, we can hit Save and Home to return to the budget homepage. But the system is asking us, was the warrant article amended? For all non-monetary articles, you'll be required to answer the first 2 questions. At that point, we can select Save and Budget Home. Now that we've converted all of our warrant articles, we want to view our draft Appropriations as Voted form. To do that, we'll select the View Submit Appropriations button, and that will show us a breakdown of our Appropriations as Voted form, with all the different sections broken out in the tabs. Note that for schools, you will have to break out your elementary, middle, and high school values as required by the Department of Education. At any point, we can hit Save and Budget Home. Once we do that, we now have a button that says View Appropriations Report. Upon selecting that, we can see a draft MS-22 form. Note the watermark indicating that it is not a final document. This can also be exported to various formats like PDF, Word, and Excel. Once it is time to finalize our appropriations as voted, we can select the View Submit Appropriations button and begin breaking down our appropriations as voted into the elementary, middle, and high school fields. At any point, we can select the Save and Recalculate link to update the totals at the bottom of the page. Also note the Raise Amount Match button at the top of the screen. That indicates that you have tied out all of your warrant articles. If any were not, that would be a red indicator and you would not be allowed to move forward with the process. To finalize, we'll move to Step 2, at which point we'll be prompted to download our supplemental schedule that is required for the Department of Education. That will download as a zip folder, which you can then open and view a PDF form. Upon opening the PDF form, you'll be prompted to fill out all the required information, which can be saved at any time. Please note that this document should be attached to your MS-22 form after being printed. Once we have filled that out, we can select the Finalize button. Upon doing so, we'll be prompted with a pop-up message asking if we're sure we want to do this. Selecting OK, we'll submit our final Appropriations as Voted form to DRA. We can then select the Appropriations form button, and we will see that we now have an MS-22 form without the watermark indicating that it is draft. Submitting the Appropriations as Voted form is the first step in the appropriations submission process. Supplemental information is required by DRA to complete your appropriations review, including your posted budget, certified counts, deliberative session minutes, meeting minutes, and warrant is posted. The types of documents required depend on what type of entity you are. Please consult help documentation for further details. Supplemental documents can be attached directly through the Forms and Documents table by selecting the Upload Attachment link to the right of the form. Please enter a note about what you're attaching, and then follow the attachment dialog prompts. Upon completion of the attachment, you'll be brought back to the home page. To view an attachment, select the View Attachment link. Fast forwarding, we have attached all of our required supplemental information, and DRA has received a notification that we are ready to go through the appropriations review process. Once DRA has completed this process, we will receive an email notification. Fast forwarding, we can see that DRA has completed the appropriations review process, as we have an indicator in our status checklist. Going to the budget homepage, we can now see that we have a View DRA Approved Appropriations button. Upon selecting that, we'll be able to see our MS-22R form with our DRA Approved Appropriations. At any point, we can export this to familiar formats like PDF, Word, or Excel. This will complete the appropriations process. Thank you for watching. Up next, Video 8, Collective Bargaining Agreements.